Hello. Oh, that was awful. Hello. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to live chat and welcome to people watching on replay. How are you? I wanted to fill you in on some wonderful entertainment news that Crochetter told me about. Tom Cruise is going to be receiving an Oscar in November, along with Dolly Parton, and two other people. So, he's going to get his Lifetime Achievement Award. And then maybe next year, during the actual Oscar ceremony, he will be nominated in the category of Best Stuntman, which is a new category for the Oscars. I am very, very happy for Tom Cruise. I think it is well deserved. So, yesterday I was so excited when Crochetter told me the news. I went down to the attic and I got some of my favorite Tom Cruise movies on DVD to bring home and watch on the big screen. So I got War of the Worlds, Jerry Maguire, and Born on the 4th of July. Excuse me. The movie that Tom Cruise should have won the Oscar for, but was robbed. So, congratulations to Tom Cruise, the hardest working man in Hollywood and the hardest working movie star in the world, in my opinion. Okay. Some of you may have heard that there was a decision by the Supreme Court in the transgender, quote-unquote, healthcare case that was argued by the ACLU. Well, the ACLU lost. The court upheld Tennessee's ban on the use of puberty blockers and quote-unquote gender-affirming care. So, I'll be talking more about that. Not today. I'm not ready today. Julie, it's good to see you. But sometime in the future, I also fell down a rabbit hole today of absolutely fantastic new content to take a look at on the channel. Restaurant reviewers. And I found one guy, a Hungarian restaurant reviewer and a chef, who goes around to these exotic restaurants all over the world, these very famous, written about restaurants, and samples the food. And I was joking with Crochetter today, and I said, it seems like now to get a Michelin star at a restaurant, all that you can serve at your restaurant is plates of foam and charge enormous amounts of money for them. I did not know that whole foam trend was still ongoing. And boy, do they charge an arm and a leg for these meals. They're not even meals. So, anyway, I thought that would be a fun thing to take a look at because these meals, such as they are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And if you're going to charge $800 a person for a meal, by God, you'd better put some meat on that plate. You'd better bring me an entire basket of bread. You'd better bring me a ton of butter. And you'd better bring me some goddamn food and not just cups of foam. So anyway. Right. Now, I was sitting around today, minding my own business, watching these restaurant reviews, and I thought, wow, I'd really like to stream today, but I don't really have anything to talk about. And lo and behold, the content god smiled on me. Ethan Klein had been promising that there was going to be a new content nuke today. And he dropped one, and it was unexpected. And I thought, wow, this is really good stuff, so why don't we all watch this video together? I have linked H3's channel in the description box. And periodically during this stream, I'm going to be muting because I've got a lovely bowl of watermelon next to me. I haven't been able to eat all day, and I'm very, very hungry, but I don't want to torture you guys with eating noises in the microphone. So if you see me muting the mic, it's because I'm eating this watermelon because I've got to get some food in my belly. All right. So let's Hi, Kimmers. Good to see you. Okay. So, here we go. The title of the video is, I'm suing these 3 creators. So, let's see what Ethan Klein has in mind. Let's go.
Hi there. My name is Ethan Klein, and my favorite hobby is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers.
You do it.
Today I invite you into my home to share my favorite pastime with you. Join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney. Let me tell you guys a story.
Okay, before you tell the story, Ethan, I have to say, hi, Vultures. Good to see you. Long time no see. It's good to see you back. Ethan Klein has lost so much weight, and he looks really good. Okay? He doesn't have that Ozempic look. He actually looks like a guy who has lost weight properly. So, good for him. He does, doesn't he? Flawley Cower, it is very good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, so it's good to see you. I know, right? I'm having the same problem, because he was so chubby for so long. So, yeah, he looks great. All right, let's see who he's dragging to court.
About a year and a half ago, it's a big conversation called ReactGate. ReactGate was a debate going on in the streaming community about what constituted fair use. People like Hasan, XQC, and many of the large Twitch streamers would watch other creators' entire video on their stream. They would rarely add sufficient commentary or even pause the video to speak. Most egregiously, they would re-upload the entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize traffic from the original video. Here's what Lamino had to say about this phenomenon.
I don't mind people reacting to my videos, but I do mind when they play the entirety of my video. A face cam in the corner or the occasional interruption does nothing to address that issue.
Now, these lawsuits that Ethan Klein is filing could have a, what is that cliche? A chilling effect on the commentary and reaction community. Freebird, it is very, very good to see you. So, this is all a question of fair use. What constitutes fair use? And we'll take a look at the examples that Ethan gives of people who violated fair use and whether or not we agree. Now, obviously, we're not lawyers, we're not judges, we're not experts on copyright and that kind of thing. However, everybody needs to pay attention. Now, understand that obviously not everybody has Ethan Klein's money. Not everybody can drag somebody to court on a copyright, in a copyright suit. Thank you, Vultures. I appreciate that. All right, let's continue.
My video is still being played from beginning to end in someone else's stream or video. It's neither ethical nor necessary to feature the entirety of someone else's work. Or, they could do the bare minimum and ask for permission. Something that none of the major reaction channels have ever done when they've streamed or re-uploaded my videos. But to answer your question, no, I don't want people to stream or re-upload the entirety of my videos.
Now, understandably, this made a lot of people angry, because why should these content thieves, essentially, get more views than the author of the video, which in a lot of cases was happening? I mean, people don't like injustice, and we all see this, and no, it's not right.
Yeah, this happens all the time. All the time when people will cannibalize your content. They'll steal your content. They'll steal your current content. They'll snipe you. They'll steal your old content. And they will play it while defaming you, lying about you, dragging you, trying to ruin your reputation, or just letting it play with absolutely no commentary. There's nothing transformative. There is nothing... there is no change to the original video. There's no commentary, no nothing. Or the commentary is just straight up defamation. So, I'm going to be very, very interested to see how all this works out. Really, because I have seen a lot of this shit. You play the entire video. I mean, I play the entire video because I want the audience to have a context of what happens throughout the entire video. you know, from beginning to end. But these people, it's just straight up content theft, or using, or not even listening to the video at all, and just peppering the stream with lies, with slander, and so on. And not even listening to the video that it is that you are supposed to be reacting to. That's not a reaction. That's not a reaction. So anyway, let's continue.
This debate culminated when XQC, one of the prime suspects, called in to my show to debate me, in which case I'm sad to report that I was terribly owned. So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright? Or like the fact that it's illegal, does that matter? That it might be illegal, does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because...
Well, that's fair.
Watch me full screen cam, do the fucking worm, and watch your prime... Then watch your prime content.
Do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, okay, sure.
This XQC guy is a clown of the earth. I do not understand why so many people watch him. I have absolutely no problem admitting that I don't understand a fucking word that comes out of this guy's mouth. And I know that he's French-Canadian, but it can't just be because of that, all right? The guy does not enunciate properly. His English is terrible, and he's annoying as fuck, so I just don't understand his popularity. Yes, exactly. And I think that Hasan pioneered that little stunt. And people have long recognized that, Hasan blatantly steals content. He will vanish for long periods of time, leave the chair there, and just let the video play. So, absolutely. All right, let's continue.
I mean, that's content, man. It's original content, at least. The ultimate debate, bro. He hit him with the worm. Oh, why didn't I think of that first? I kid XQC, but he is not the one I'm suing. Despite my criticism, he's not a malicious infringer. But the ones I am suing, you'll see, are much, much worse. Now, ironically, after this debate and in the wake of this large conversation, the problem seems to have only gotten worse. You have people like Hasan Piker paving the way of fair use with what's known as chair reacts.
There you
when
go.
Hasan gets up to go to the bathroom, or to eat, or to talk to his mom, or to do whatever, disappears for an extended period of time and leaves the video playing for his chair.
Oh, speaking of Hasan, did you guys hear that his application to, I guess, renew his global entry card was denied? So he got this very non-specific email from the Department of Homeland Security saying, sorry, but your global entry card application didn't go through, and they were very vague as to why. They wouldn't explain the reason behind it. But it's very funny, and I am beginning to wonder at this point whether Hasan has made it onto some kind of a list. And maybe that's why he was pulled over by Customs and Immigration at the airport the last time, where he made such a drama about it for a secondary screening. And now his global entry card has been denied. Wow. Well, that's too bad. Having a global entry card is fantastic. If you guys, if you travel a fair amount, having a global entry card is life-altering. It's great. You don't have to take your shoes off at the airport. You can get into a shorter, much faster line. It is wonderful. It's fine because you've been pre-screened. So I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It's worth the money. Okay, let's go.
Mr. Chair, they call it.
IDF had warned people to leave the area around the main airport in Sana. Then they
It's pathetic.
Well, I've been thinking
And it was in this setting that I formulated an idea.
Great.
What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist. They couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published.
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would.
Look at Ethan Klein playing 4D chess with these people. Look at this guy. You want to talk about a guy who got his groove back? He lost the weight. You know, he went through all that shit with his family. And look at him now. Look at him now. I absolutely love this Ethan Klein. I mean, he's still wrong about a lot of shit, but honestly, I love this new version of him. He's skinny. He's ready to rumble. He doesn't give a fuck. He's laying traps. All right, then.
We captured pretty much every large streamer reacting to it in its entirety immediately after it was published. Now, the thing is, there were a few people that went above and beyond to commit copyright infringement.
Wonderful.
For example, Denim sits here silently with nearly 50,000 live viewers. That's
50,000
times her regular viewership. She's working directly with the Snark subreddit moderators to siphon views, and their intentions couldn't be clearer. Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who have supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or citing our post in their critique of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes for my work. This is the cardinal sin of copyright infringement. The Snark subreddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. That's how I knew when this video came out, the Snarkers were going to encourage, promote, and push streamers to commit copyright infringement.
Well, I mean, I don't think that these particular streamers needed any encouragement from Reddit. They would have done it anyway because it's a cash cow for these people. I mean, the fact that Denims had that many people, that many live concurrent viewers is unbelievable. So there you go. There you go. And all of them are so stupid that they completely dropped the ball on this one, and they didn't realize that they had walked into a trap. So, yeah, I mean, if you go on your channel and you say, I am going to snipe this or I am going to play this video so that that individual, the person who created the original content, doesn't get a view, so that you don't have to show that person's support, you are committing copyright infringement. You are. At least according to Ethan Klein's lawyers, you are. And I trust the lawyers more than I do these retarded reaction channels and commentary channels. So let's go.
You should thank the Snarkers, actually. Because of their predictability, they acted like double agents for us, incriminating their favorite streamers and serving them up on a golden platter. So thank you, Snark. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement. But how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Well,
guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
It turns out they just do it for you.
I swear to God, this Denims person is one of the biggest idiots I have ever seen on any platform. She offers nothing. She's incredibly stupid. She does no research. She's incredibly bigoted. And really, all that she has to offer is her cleavage. That's it. Maybe she should just stick to OnlyFans and leave this commentary stuff for, you know, the adults.
You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried. Denims, the queen of self-owning, you prevail again. There's one thing about copyright you should know is that you got to register it before you publish to be eligible for statutory damages and attorney's fees, which is the main biting force of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now, I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hasan Piker content nuke with the United States Library of Congress. Some of you guys out there sweating?
Look at him. Shit. Shit. What did I do? Oh. Okay, I didn't do anything. I just paused it. Okay, you register that content with the Library of Congress. You do that, Ethan. You do that. All right. All right then, King. Let's go.
Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that we can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us all look bad, but could destroy the commentary community as we know it.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime.
The state of reaction content on Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content.
Yep.
Pay me instead of him. This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hasan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field. Now,
Okay, wait a minute. Now, this is what I don't get, right? I have never streamed on Twitch, and I never will. Are Twitch's standards for copyright so low that Twitch streamers can just sit there? Because I don't watch Twitch also. Are they so low that you can actually fire up TV shows or movies and watch them in their entirety on a live stream? Can you do that? Because the only community guidelines strike I ever got on my old channel was when I reviewed an old episode of Kitchen Nightmares. It was the one that was set in Wales. I think the restaurant was called the Blue Anchor. It was those two, the husband and wife, who were constantly arguing. It's my favorite episode of Kitchen Nightmares ever. And I started reacting to it on stream, and boom, it was taken down. The stream was taken down in like 10 minutes. And I got the weirdest community guideline strike. It was for spam, misleading content. And I wrote to YouTube and I said, what is this? I said, I'm a reaction channel and I was reacting to this TV show. I made it abundantly clear in the title of the stream that it was a reaction. You know, I wasn't uploading the TV show with no transformative aspect to it. I was actually commenting, and I appealed it twice, and they wouldn't remove the community guideline strike. And I was really annoyed because I was so baffled by that. It's like, what is it about my stream that is spam? And I know that like Bravo and TLC and definitely any Gordon Ramsay property, you will get that strike with a quickness. You know, they have brutal bots that will take your video down, your channel down, whatever. Well, they can't take your channel down. I mean, only YouTube can take your channel down, but they will strike you and strike you. So I find it incredible that these streamers can just watch TV on Twitch and that nothing happens to them. It's pretty unbelievable. All right.
before I tell you who the 3 people I'm suing are, I just want to make it clear that they all met this very specific high bar of criteria that I set forth earlier. These people were not targeted based on their gender, their identity, their political beliefs. All 3 are on this list. In fact, they're the only 3, as far as I could tell, that reacted to the full video. Drum roll, please. Who's sweating at home, guys? Casey Tron, the queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
Well,
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
oh boy.
No, are you being serious? Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
Frogan, who, bless her soul, she's still rising.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I
Oh
have
God,
permission?
this bitch.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
You know, it's amazing that Hasan can feature actual terrorists on his channel and run terrorist propaganda on his channel. But there was a guy, I can't remember who it was, but he called Frogan fat and he got a 2-week ban. And I think he appealed it and won. But isn't that amazing? I mean, Twitch is so fucked. This is one of the reasons I don't watch Twitch. Let's continue.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happened?
And they were fucking talking.
And Denims, the queen of self-owning. And my God, is she the queen of that?
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
None of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them.
The sexual assault I experienced should never happen to any human being.
This Yemeni kid is just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi.
Are you a soldier?
Come on now.
Yes. That seems pretty definitive.
Oops.
He never said Hassan Nasrallah was a good guy.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Now for the fun part. Let's take a look at the complaints. And let's start with my favorite of the three. The very own, the prestigious, the highly acclaimed, the highly analytical Casey-tron.
I had absolutely no idea that Casey-tron had anything to do with this drama. This is the first time that I have heard Casey-tron's name brought up in relation to Ethan Klein. So this came as a complete surprise to me. She was like not the person I would have guessed. And Casey-tron is someone whose name I haven't heard in forever. So, wow, okay, well, welcome back to the clown show, Casey-tron. Good for you. Let's go.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily...
Holy shit. What happened to her? What happened to this woman? Why does she look like she's like in her 50s? What did she do to herself? God damn, she looks rode hard and put up wet, doesn't she? Jesus Christ.
Supporting Ethan Klein. So we're going to watch it.
Well, that's a really dumb thing to say, don't you think? Why are you so comfortable? We've given each complaint a clever little title, and here's Casey-tron's. She smoked more than she spoke.
The shade.
Casey-tron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? And thinking there was no way that that could be true. Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes, 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking.
Wow.
She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably from smoking 42 times.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
The complaint continues. Indeed, Casey-tron is often too obliterated to comment on the nuke, and instead stares blankly at her computer screen. In a span of 2 hours and 7 minutes, Casey-tron smokes marijuana, frequently in highly concentrated forms through vaporizers, on 42 separate occasions. At one point, Casey-tron is so wasted that she states, quote, "What is happening? I'm trying to follow, but I've lost the plot."
That's absolutely adorable.
Give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
CPM's coming out of Qatar.
What the hell
you
is
kids love
going
anime,
on?
right?
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost.
I cannot get over her appearance. I'm sorry, you guys. I am absolutely blown away by this girl's look. This girl has aged 20 years since the last time I saw her. And I was never a fan of hers. I think that she's a piece of shit, but it's amazing how bad she looks. Absolutely shocking.
The plot.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
Bitch, if you're gonna cough like that, hit the fucking mute button. What are you doing? You're coughing into the ears of your viewers and your listeners. God damn.
Oh, shoot, this isn't a music video, Hasan.
And as dumb as all of that is, this is the part that really got her sued.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein.
And this, you guys, this is why you don't want to stream when you've had too much to drink or you're incredibly high on drugs. You're out of your mind on drugs because you say and do stupid shit that could get you dragged into court. It's a problem. People tend to get very indiscreet on this platform when they're really fucked up, and they say things that are lies, that are defamatory, that are smears. We've seen quite a bit of that lately. So, yeah, if you have a drug problem or if you're an alcoholic, just stay off the fucking platform. How about that? Or at least have a nap and wait until you've sobered up before you go on stream. Otherwise, you never know what might happen.
So we're gonna watch it. What the fuck is going on here?
Stating outright that her intention of doing this...
Okay, this is totally off topic, but look at Hila and look at how good she looks. You know, Hila has done a lot of experimenting with her look, and she looks really, really pretty here, so good for her.
...is so that people who don't want to support me can watch it through her, is why copyright infringement laws exist. You could not and should not do that, especially if your commentary consists of you taking bong loads.
Breeze.
At least try to engage with the content. Whoa, what was that? Oh, sorry. That was a flying star. It almost got me. You know her and you love her, guys. Frogan.
Yes.
Reaction by exiting. Here she is getting up to leave the video running as she steps out of the room. Is that transformative? I
Not
guess
really,
the judge
no.
will decide. She said, quote, "It's time to watch the new nuke ethically. Hell yeah." Huh. Very smart to say on camera, by the way. She said, quote, "Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me." Well, you are so welcome, and I'm so glad that you were able to enjoy that day. Her commentary is so non-existent that even her own fans begin to call her out.
I don't have anything to say, dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more commentary do you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole?
Oh my god, this bitch, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard, isn't it? That high-pitched, squealing, annoying voice. She never has anything anything interesting to say. Twitch has given her the Rising Star Award twice, and she still can't pull more than 100 people in stream. Even with Hasan's, endorsement, and even when she is being dragged and talked about and everything all over Twitter and all over YouTube, and she still can't get people on stream. Hello, Snutter. Good to see you.
Our first hour 1 minute and 32 seconds. It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been condensed into 20 fucking minutes. Like, what commentary do you want me to add by, like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, he's mentally ill, and he's having a mental breakdown and uploaded it to fucking YouTube? Are you gonna make at least one good point? What do you want me to make a point on?
Oh, I forgot. She also said, "Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing." You may use the bathroom,
Oh my
Frogan,
God.
although I don't advise it.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
This into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and...
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What
And they were
happens?
fucking talking about
Well, you just pause it. That's it.
Wow.
You just pause the video, right?
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
you get up and you go to the bathroom, you just pause it. They should be watching for you. But if you get up to go to the bathroom and they keep watching my video,
Right.
they're clearly not watching for you, right?
That's right.
As lazy and pathetic as her reaction is, this is not why she's getting sued. This is.
Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me. First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically? Hell yeah. I found my way from Reddit. Hi guys, welcome Reddit people.
Uh-oh.
Reddit people. I came from the H3H3 Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while Hasan is in Japan. I'm bothered having a great time. Exactly. We're gonna watch it live, yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
It's the stated malicious
Oh, boy.
intent to steal. They talk about watching ethically, but I learned not to steal when I was 5. Up next is Denims.
Yay.
And honestly, just take a look at this, guys. It's a nightmare on Denim Street. Not only did she chair react, but she was kind enough to write her name right at the top just so that we knew that she was stealing my content and it was her room and nobody else's. Judge, did you know that we're on Denims Street right now? Here's some quotes from Denims. We're relying on you to stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views. Yeah, I'm going to stream it. Since he's confirmed it's coming out today, I'm going to stream it. That is very explicit. Denims said,
I hope that all the people who are being targeted by the, hey Janice, I hope that all the people who are being targeted by reaction channels, who blatantly steal content, go back years, steal content from multiple platforms, and then, you know, smear and libel and defame the person who is the creator of the original content, stream, whatever. I hope that everybody's taking notes and listening, because this is a development. This is a development. And you realize that it doesn't matter if you don't live in this country. You could live in Canada, you could live in the UK, you could live abroad, you don't have to live in the US. And somebody could come for you. They could come for you. If you make it that obvious that all that you're doing is stealing content, okay, not making it transformative, and all you're doing is using it in order to be able to run your fucking mouth and not react to the content, you are setting yourself up. So I'm just saying, that's what Ethan says. Ethan seems to believe it, and his lawyers agree because they drafted 3 separate cases for him to file, so.
quote, well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, give me a follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like my content. Your content? The Queen of Self-Own included a countdown timer so we could tell exactly how long she was away. After being gone for a few minutes, she returns and then sits silently for another couple of minutes eating.
I'm gonna go pee, and hopefully, when I'm back, they're done with this.
All right.
You do look better.
Mr. 305. I see it.
Dude, you should do this.
I have an alternate.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, you know, come enjoy the watch party somewhere else.
Great, a watch party.
If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here, because I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
Let me also commercialize it by asking you to reward me financially for stealing his content. That is like chef kiss.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. Because she's monetizing this stream. She's making money. She's encouraging people to subscribe or buy memberships or whatever you do on Twitch. You know, maybe join a Patreon. I don't know if she has one. I'm guessing she does. They all do. And she is making money off of his content, right? And I'm guessing that she's making a fair bit of money off of his content. So, yeah, she's attracted all of his A-logs, and she's going to make money off of them. You know, A-logs can be very, very lucrative for your channel. You throw up a video by somebody that people A-log consistently. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. And what do you know? You can make a pretty penny off of that, right? By lying about people, dragging them, smearing them, making assumptions about Kiwi Farms threads that they have or haven't read, or making assumptions about what people do or do not know about other people. It's amazing, isn't it? So yeah, you can make a fair bit of money off of that. Or lying about them, like accusing people of lying about having cancer, for example. That's a cute one. Where have we seen that before? All right, let's continue.
By the way, Denims had a very successful stream. She had 43,000 people watching her live. Take a look at the title of her Twitch stream. Ethan Klein Hasan Content Nuke Watch Party. A watch party? I don't think that's fair use.
No, it isn't.
Now, Denims, of course, always delivering the goods. She went on this dude's podcast to debate fair use. And would you be surprised if I told you she said a lot of incriminating things in that podcast? The queen of self-own never disappoints.
I want to be clear on my opinion on like filler content and stuff. Like I think filler content, like you shouldn't do it. I know I do it as a React stream, and I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that, because at least I'm not like directly ripping from one content creator and not like a whole team and stuff. And most of those videos have like 5 million views. I only get like 500 viewers. Like out what I'm taking maybe 50 views from the video. It's a lot harder to feel like, I guess, bad about that. Whereas like I would feel very bad about doing that to like a single content creator. The majority of people say that they literally wouldn't watch Hell's Kitchen unless I was streaming. And it doesn't necessarily.
Oh, people were saying they wouldn't watch Hell's Kitchen unless she was streaming. So evidently you can get away with streaming Gordon Ramsay content on Twitch. Well, I'll be goddamned. I had absolutely no idea. You sure as fuck can't get away with it on YouTube. Now, I have been seeing channels that do breakdowns of 90 Day Fiancé and Sister Wives. My hand to God, I don't know how they get away with it. Because I remember when certain content creators wanted to move away from drama content, and one of them decided to do 90 Day Fiancé, and that idea lasted not very long, because along came TLC with the ban hammer. Yeah, you can't get away with that shit. So I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they make those decisions. TLC, Bravo, etc. But I mean, to say that you can watch an entire episode of Kitchen Nightmares or Hell's Kitchen or whatever on Twitch and you can get away with it, that's pretty sweet, you know?
Necessarily mean that I'm reacting hard enough. You know, I'm sure if you click on a random part in the video, I might not be saying anything, sure, whatever, and I might walk away from the screen. But it's about like the communal thing. It's why like fucking Toast started streaming Death Note. It's not about the actual show at a certain point. It's the same reason you watch shows with your friends. You want to watch it with other people. A lot of people go to watch streamers on Twitch for their React content almost as a curator. So they don't actually want to go through YouTube themselves and watch a bunch of videos, and they probably never will go through YouTube and click a bunch of videos. They like going to Twitch because they like to have it as like, this streamer is curating fun content that I want to watch.
Okay.
From the people that I've talked to, the people who watch Twitch content are specifically there to watch it so they don't have to scroll through YouTube and find a video they like. If someone watches content, I already said this, if someone watches content on someone else's stream, there is a very low likelihood that they're going to go watch it separately and give you like the view or the like. Or the people who are watching content on Twitch, curated Twitch content on Twitch, aren't necessarily people that would be watching content on YouTube.
I think that's hilarious to call it curated content instead of stolen content. I love it. I do. I love it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go.
That, my friend, is called theft, and you're a thief, and now I'm suing you. This is just a testimony to how brazen and how safe they've, you know, gotten.
Right.
That she thinks she can go out in public on video and say shit like, I'm stealing this content because I want to. I'm coping even though I know it's stealing. When people watch it with me, they're definitely not going to go watch the original. Like, you are way too comfortable committing crimes out in the open.
Love it.
Well, there you have it. 3 separate lawsuits for 3 separate geniuses.
All right,
I want to
then.
make it clear again, and I hope it's been obvious about why I'm suing these 3 people and not others. These people not only violated all of the principles of fair use, they also did it maliciously. And that's the part that really got me. I think if you're a reactor on Twitch, for the most part, if you make a good faith effort to comment, and if you make a good faith effort to promote the author, to link to them, to try to drive traffic to the original video.
Yeah, just FYI, the channel link is in the description box, so I credited you, Ethan. Don't come for me.
Video. I think you're probably pretty much doing the right thing, and that's fine. And I would never sue someone for that. Take it to these 3 absolute morons to state their intention to steal my property on video. You know, and to all the detractors who are saying that I'm targeting women, that I'm a hypocrite for suing for copyright infringement, I just have this to say. I don't care.
Holy shit, Ethan. When did your balls drop? This is amazing. I had written you off as a spineless capo, and to a certain extent, you kind of fit the bill. But good for you. Yeah, I did that, and That's what he just said, basically. Yeah, I did that, and good for you. Good for you. All right then, King. All right then, Melech. You lived in Israel. You know what that means.
I do hope, though, is that you'll support their crowdfunding efforts to defend themselves. Because let's face it, I want to make sure there's money left over for me when I win my lawsuits. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a great time. I'll see you around.
Woo, child. This is good for you, Ethan. Good for you. Normally, I hate it when creators sue each other because it's retarded. But in this case, no, good. I am, as I said before, I'm really surprised to see Casey Tron in that lineup because I had absolutely no idea that she had anything to do with this mess. None. And based on her appearance, she's so out of it that I don't even know if she realizes what she did. But I didn't know that she was an Ethan A-log. I had no clue. But anyway, so did you guys see, speaking of lawsuits and court, did you see that Karen Reed was acquitted? I gotta say, based on the evidence that I saw, and I did not watch gavel to gavel, I was not that invested, but based on what I saw, I would have voted not guilty as well. So I think justice was done. I think it was served, and we may never figure out who the fuck killed that man. Although I do suspect that it was the people inside the house who then dumped his body in the snowbank. But good for her. Good for her. Her nightmare is over. So I am very pleased that it turned out the way it did. Good for you, Karen. You're as mad as a box of frogs, as the British would say, but good for you. Just because you're crazy doesn't mean you belong in jail. So excellent. So, okay, guys. I actually have a roast in the oven that needs to come out. All right, so I timed this stream to perfection. So now I'm going to bow out. And I think that maybe tomorrow, I have a very busy morning tomorrow, but whenever I get back home, I may do like a few viewings of those restaurant reviews because I swear to God, they absolutely knocked me for a loop. And get ready to dig into some very overpriced, very, very tasty foam. Yum, yum. All right, you guys, I will see you all later. Thanks for being here, and I will see you the next time. Bye.